Meanwhile, elsewhere, this week on The Hapless Heroes.
There's no escaping this hell.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I am briefly taking over the DM chair again as we cut the camera back to our main party's home planet of Concordia Prime, and to the children and their associates of Lev, our beloved Lev, as they have entered as we last left them off, a witness protection program. I'm using question mark air quotes, you could, whatever those look like to you. But before I explain further what this is all going to mean and what's involved in that, let's introduce the cast of characters, starting on my virtual left with Dave playing Yeti.
Hi, everyone.
Lewis playing Morris DeLume, no relation.
Hey, how you doing?
Nicole as Uliana Zangiv.
I'm late for my fighting class.
Sebastian as Nikita Zangiv.
That Yeti better have my money.
And John as Clancy Shelton.
Think I'm allergic to something out here.
Forgot how ridiculous this character is, and I love him so much. So, as I mentioned in my little intro preamble, the last time we left our characters, essentially the authorities, some sort of authority figures of, you're not sure if it's you weren't sure at the time if it was like the Intergalactic Arcane Initiative or if it was like the government, just of like Concordia Prime and elsewhere, taking you essentially into what we were casually referring to as witness protection, but more, you are among now the few people who know truly what happened to the Cosmos Concordia, and that the original crew was not on the ship as was intended, but rather, our illustrious party of our main story was sent in their stead, unwittingly and unknowingly at the time. So you've kind of realized that there's been this whole cover-up that's been happening since then. And you were, as while you were exploring that museum, that had the, like a recent, commemorative statue built for the crew of the Cosmos Concordia, who the general public believed to have been lost in space, right? Communication lost with them. You encountered one of them right there as security in that very building. Because the incompetencies seem to run pretty deep when it comes to just how things have been managed thus far.
Deep.
You're surprised that more people don't know. But as it is, some time has passed. I don't want to put a complete number on that depending on when this episode does air, but we're kind of, these things are kind of happening in parallel to our main story. So since you have been, were taken away, you were brought to a place. It was a walled-off sort of facility in the middle of absolutely nowhere. You don't really know exactly how you got here. There was a combination of land vehicles, air vehicles, sea vehicles, like all sorts of. You rode on almost every mode of transportation possible to get to where you are now. And you have no idea if that's because it was some sort of elaborate turnaround to ensure that you never knew where you were going exactly on the planet, or if it really was just this remote place. But it has been called essentially Hold on, I have a name for this. I wrote it. Okay, but it's essentially the neighborhood. I'm using air quotes here. This like sort of walled off neighborhood in the middle of a fucking desert is Arcadia Heights.
Yeah, that's where they. My cousin told me that's where they took Elvis. They said that he was dead, but the public thinks he's dead.
So you remember, as you were coming into this facility, that outside of the walls of this place, it's pretty much just like barren desert. So you know that it's at least somewhere in a desert that's on your home planet, but there are a couple of those, so you're not entirely sure. But inside, it appears as if like it's like the picturesque sort of suburban neighborhood has been built with like cookie cutter, boxy houses, manufactured like fake lawns, you know, your mailboxes, your picket fences, your driveways, single car garages, you know what I mean? There's like little shops, there's a schoolhouse. They've kind of built this sort of like simulated neighborhood, and you are not the only residents. You've noticed in the few days that you've been here now that it's you, the original crew of the Cosmos Concordia, all of them. So that is, to recap, Brock Stark, the captain, Argenta Forenza, the Dragonborn first officer, Ray Goldmain, the Tabaxi, first contact and security specialist, Kenkasi the Kenku, who doesn't really say much. He was supposed to be the systems specialist. Guy hates taking notes. And then Renzak Smith, the lizard folk. He was one of the supposed to be the crewman. So they all live here. You've noticed a couple other folks around town as well, but you haven't really interacted with them much. And it's sort of like the end of what we would call the weekend. And today you were expected to go to school, the children were, at least. So we're going to actually open up because when you were told to, you were more like, no, like you have to, like, please just comply. You have to go to school. Like, just try to like, we really just want to try to get you some sort of normalcy here. And it's only going to work if y'all just try to do your best to like, live normally. Like they will, you essentially, the last instructions you were given are essentially like, we will let you know when it's like time to, because like, you were told that they are planning on coming clean to the public at some point, but not until the mission to essentially investigate the results of the first voyage concludes, or at least comes back with some information so that they can, rather than just scare the public or display incompetence, show that there was some sort of resolution, you know what I mean, to the thing. So they're just looking to make sure that anyone who knows now doesn't spread that information out. You were also told expressly you are not for any reason to leave the grounds of Arcadia Heights because, the information you have stays here. However, any and all of your needs will be taken care of here. Like this neighborhood is supposed to have apparently everything you could possibly need to, I guess, bide your time, so to speak, and continue your normal daily lives. As according to this is the Intergalactic Arcane Initiative, and their, this was kind of in conjunction with the Parliament of Concordia Prime.
How enforced is this?
So here's where we're going to open up. And we'll do some dice rolling to kind of help you figure out what other information you've gathered over the last couple of days before we kind of get straight to the present. When you first entered, there are a lot of people in plain clothes. And when I say plain clothes, like imagine like futuristic, sort of like white-ish, like suits, with like, like maybe blue, like light blue accents, all bearing like the symbols of like the IAI. And there's also just like security. Some of them have like security written, like, it's like either on a patch or a badge somewhere like on their clothing, but none of them appear to be like heavily armed. We're not talking like, fully automatic weapons, like army, like military compound. We're talking more like you can see that they have some small like things on their hips, but none of them seem to be armed with any sort of like major firearms that you've been able to see or tell. at least from where you are, right? It's mostly just like, I mean, we might imagine like maybe a stun gun of some kind or something just to kind of make sure like, no one is acting up. But you have no idea what type of like escalation exists because no one thus far in the few days you've been here has tried to escape. You have not really had time to interact with a lot of folks. You've been mostly probably keeping to yourselves. I'm going to say that, Yeti has been placed in charge of the children's. So you are sharing a tiny home together.
Yep.
Clancy, you are with your parents who were also taken because you mentioned your parents saying, "Oh my God, they're going to ground me," and they're like, "Oh yeah, right. We should probably get your parents." And so you have a home with your folks who have grounded you. By the way, you are currently grounded because you essentially got them all mixed up in witness protection. And then Morris, you have a house to yourself. They're all in a line, though. Like, they're all, like, next to each other. So you're all on the same street.
We're neighbors.
And this is literally just Hickory Street, of which there are, like, maybe 6 or 7 houses. Like, it's tiny homes. Again, I think they're just, like, a miniature suburban community with, like, all the things in close proximity. Like, everything's a short walk away. There's not like there's that many homes here, but it's just supposed to sort of simulate, again, like... I was telling you guys off mic before. Think Truman Show, but like everyone here knows it's not real, right? The other thing that you've noticed, there seems to be like many different kiosks all around, and as well as like a terminal in each of your homes that contains what appears to be like some sort of AI assistant of some kind that is like all over the town. It's the same. It just goes by Eve. And it essentially talks to you sometimes. It makes announcements sometimes. It can give you information. There's like little kiosks in all the streets and in all of your homes to like interact with this AI. And in fact, where I was going to open up was the classroom. The classroom is literally just a screen with like what appears to be some sort of like for you two, since you are the three, you're the only children here. Clancy, I think your parents would still send you to school. Even though you were grounded, but you were instructed to come straight home afterwards. School is just literally a couple desks with a screen that's like it looks like the face of, we're gonna say like a fox person of some kind, like fox humanoid. And it's like, it's all monochrome, so it's just kind of like this like blue, like light bluish type like face. And it just kind of talks in like a very monotone type, sometimes gets excited, like there are some inflections and things like that. But it's like, it's just teaching the class to you. It's just going through different subjects. It's showing different videos at times. Like it's all happening all on this one like massive screen in the classroom. But there's no actual teacher in here. Outside of the schoolhouse, there's, again, patrolling are some of the different like IAI security employees. But otherwise, like there's not a whole lot of hubbub here. But you are sitting in a class. And then Yeti and Morris are at home. So we're going to start in the classroom. Eve is going on currently about the history of not just space flight, but flight in general, like when the people of Concordia Prime discovered vehicle flight as some of the species, that had gained sentience and had, begun to populate the planet, were already able to fly. There were some other species, sentient species who wished to get in on that. And so, some experimentation. They just are going through all the different like history of flight on your home planet. That's what today's lesson's about. You're watching videos of some of like the early test flights and all these different things. What am I looking at now? What are we, the audience, now looking at in the classroom of the three of you just like watching essentially a presentation or a lecture on this?
Nikita is in his mind, this whole thing is at this point, complete farce, because they're teaching us things, but we know the truth, and that is my dad is gone because they are bad at what they do. So he has
that is one inference that you could make from this. Sure.
Considering the people I've met that have even been involved in this. And the incompetence is just wholly not lost on him. So he has gotten kind of a rebel streak. and is not enjoying being forced to come here and listen to pre-recorded lectures about stuff.
Not pre-recorded. It is interactive. If you ask questions, Eve will interact with you.
He's gonna raise his hand. I'll let the others.
Your hand is raised. I guess in the meantime, right? Like while your hand is raised, Nikita. I'm just gonna go around instead of calling you each. Clancy, you're his best friend. Like, are you like sitting next to him? Are you in the front of the class? Like, where are you at?
Clancy actually took the hall pass down to the bathroom. So he's been in there a while.
Okay. And then Uliana.
Does our school actually have a bathroom, or is the hall pass like go home and go to the bathroom because it's a tiny little?
There is a facility that's
cool.
but it's it's the hall pass, like it's just like on the other. It's like across, like you open the door and then the restrooms are just on the other side of the. It's a small building. It's a small classroom. These are all tiny like reconstructions of things because there's not that many people that they have to service. So it's not a long walk to the bathroom, but you've been in there a while.
Cool. Liliana has pushed her desk out of the way, and we've been in class for like multiple sessions. There's no person that comes here.
No, this would be like one of your first days in class, I think I remember saying. So this is like your first class.
Oh, my first.
This is your first one.
First class.
This is your first one. There's no one. Okay, there's no one watching you per se, but go ahead, Liliana. Why don't you make me a perception check, please?
Yeah.
And for the audience at home, I essentially had we created together level 0.5 characters, and I'll explain later what that means if we need to. But there's some things that kind of make things more interactable and less, super mundane.
17.
A 17.
Hey!
So, you have noticed that, in addition to obviously the big AI screen, like there are surveillance systems everywhere. There's at least 3 or 4 cameras in this classroom alone. And on all the streets and everywhere that you've walked thus far, you've noticed that this place is heavily surveilled. There is not a corner or an area, except for maybe some of the private, places like, bathrooms, things like that, like where you do private business. Like otherwise, everything is pretty much covered in security cameras, exteriors of buildings, interiors of buildings.
Uliana has gotten up from her desk and has started opening any cupboards and the supply cabinets and things like that around the classroom, looking for art supplies and like stuff to.
All of the cabinets are locked, and as you get up and start trying to open the cabinets, Eve essentially chimes in. Yes, Nikita, I will get to your question in a minute. Uliana, it is not time for arts and crafts. That is at 3 p.m. Today, currently, we are learning about the history of flight. I would ask you to please retake your seat as there is no need for any additional supplies. If you need an additional writing utensil, please just say so, however, and one will be provided for you.
Liliana doesn't say anything and just kind of slumps back down in her desk.
Okay.
Mr. Robot.
My name is Eve. Yes, Nikita, you had a question.
Yes, a very important question. How much did they spend on the original space vessel? In what we use credits?
What do you mean by original space vessel? Are you talking about the first interplanetary vessel, the one that can travel, say, between our planet and Verdara?
Eve, like he's trying to call for an Alexa. No, I mean the.
You can just talk to me, Nikita, as if I am one of you. I have been programmed and have been built to be conversationally fluent.
What is it called? The Cosmo Concordia.
Ah, yes, the Cosmos Concordia. This will be discussed later in the lesson. Please just follow along.
Okay, second question.
Yes, Nikita.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Clancy has the hall pass.
Is it an emergency?
Yes, and I will roll persuasion if you want me to.
Please do.
If you roll a 20, you have to urinate yourself.
That is a 17 plus 4. So that's a dirty 21.
You may have a hall pass. I do not wish to obstruct any sort of emergency. I have been built to be compassionate, as you know.
Good. It is also a Thri-Kreen tradition that brother and sister must go together to ensure safety.
I am not familiar with this Thri-Kreen tradition. I am well versed in all. I am well versed in the ways
Are you
of
being
all
racist?
of the. No, in fact, we actually have a lesson on this tomorrow on how on the you know on all the interspecies.
Slowly moving towards the door.
Done and yeah, it just starts going on about like diplomacy and like how like all of the different species in Concordia Prime have learned how to coexist with each other, and racialism has largely been eliminated, and at least in this planet for any of the creatures that have been sentient and occupy it. Yada 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 goes on.
While this is
global
happening,
society, blah blah blah.
Uliana is like hopping her desk, like she hasn't left her desk, but she's like, you just hear like. She's like jumping it towards the door.
Please, I would advise
you
that
leave
you
the disc.
that you return to the lesson as soon as possible and not try to leave the classroom. No,
we'll be right back.
I please do what you must, but I would advise against this course of action.
I'm holding the door open.
I thought you said this was an emergency, Nikita.
It is, and you're impeding this emergency with your nonsense. Come, Uriana.
Okay, you leave the classroom.
Will my desk fit out of the classroom? Okay.
I mean, yes, it will. They got it in here.
Yeah, I scooch, like I continue, I scooch my desk out with me.
Please do not remove school property from the grounds.
I'm not leaving the grounds. We're going to the bathroom.
You do not need to bring your desk to the bathroom.
But you told me not to leave my desk. I'm trying to follow all the rules. Goodbye now.
That doesn't mean for you to take that. And you hear the voice continue in the hall. Literally.
There's no escaping this hell.
Please, I really do not wish to have to call security. I do want to support this emergency you have. Also, please check on your friend Sheldon or Clancy. I have no idea what is happening with him.
Well, that's what we're going to do. That's the emergency.
I will need to call in authorities at some point if we cannot maintain some sort of semblance of order. That is not something that I wish to do.
Okay. I'm just going to look at Uliana and be like, we're actually going to go to the bathroom first to find Nancy.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk to the... actually, I'm going to grab the front of Uliana's desk because I know my sister. And I'm just going to start dragging it while she's also like scooching it at the same time.
Yeah, it's got like the little foam or like padded feet at the bottom, so it's not, so it doesn't sound like it's like you're dragging metal across the floor, thankfully. But they're, you do.
I assumed one was missing if it was realistic.
So we get to the bathroom. I'm gonna like open the. Is it a multi-person bathroom?
Yeah, it's a multi-use, right?
So I'll open the door. Just like Clancy.
Does it have 3 stalls, like one for each of us?
Only 3.
No, there's multiple, because like there's also ones for all the different sizes and different things and needs and whatnot. So there's probably multiple kinds of restrooms all around, but like you have no idea what. This is more just like, a lot of these seem to be generalized for all purpose, as whatever that looks like to you in your mind on a multi-species planet such as this.
So I'm calling Clancy's name into the bathroom. Do I hear a response? Or a sniffle? I guess I would be listening for that too.
No, not yet.
Well done. I guess he had the right idea here.
I had for the back of the bathroom where like the rocks and the moss are.
Sure.
I don't know what turtle people pee on.
Give you like a little. I don't really want to get into the specifics. We don't really have to get into the specifics, but sure. You walk over to some sort of wherever you just, you go to a stall or some sort of thing, and you just start knocking on all of them, or what?
But wait, is it labeled the little turtles tank?
No, I think that it's actually, they're all just kind of like individual. They all just kind of look like stalls, but it's like floor to ceiling like cupboards, and it's like when you enter one, it becomes, you just set it and it becomes whatever environment you need most to do your business. It's the future, right? We can have those things
in here.
The voice does, but there are no surveillance cameras in here.
That seems very unethical.
The voice does only. And it's more just to remind you, like, if there's any reminders, it's more like a speaker, if anything else, but there are no cameras in here.
While Ileana's knocking on the door, is anything happening? I don't even know if Clancy's in here.
That is up to Clancy to tell me so that I can help you get more information. I know as much as he's willing to share right now. He is not responding. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna pause in this scene for a moment here, as we're trying to figure out the fate of Clancy and where the heck he might be. Morris, you're still getting your sea legs here, man. I don't know how accustomed or what your home life was like before this, but all of this feels extremely cookie cutter essentially to you, right? Like every house is exactly the same. I mean, some of your basic comforts and other needs have been thought of in the what is contained in your home. I would like to know, this fine late morning, what are you currently up to?
You said that it's us.
You live right next door to them.
Who else lives here? The people from the Concordia Prime, and then
the original crew of the Cosmos Concordia.
Right, the original crew,
the original 5 members.
And then there's like random personnel at times too. Is that what I'm to understand?
There are personnel, like employees of the security employees and otherwise, always around somewhere, patrolling around. They don't seem to live in these houses, though, but there's always seems to be people on duty posted up places, and if there's not a person, there is a camera.
Okay.
If there's not both.
I think Morris goes on a walk in the morning, and anyone that he sees, he's just kind of like, hey there, Morris, homeowner. He's like a transient. So like, for him, he just
that's
like,
what I thought.
He just like really is just like chuffed at the idea that he owns a house now. Just like, he can't believe it because not that he does own it, but he just goes.
But you
around,
feel like a member of society.
Well, you told him he lives by himself in his house, and you told me that rather, and I did. I imagine that he's taking that like very seriously. He's like, okay, I got a house now. It's pretty good over here. I got some good things going on here.
Yeti, would you be outside right now?
Yes, Yeti is outside. He has, in his time here, he is also adjusting to the fact that this is probably his only chance at ever actually having a house, as he's not a particularly employable person. So he has gone full suburban dad. He is out front mowing the lawn for, as he does every other day. Yeah, no.
I'm going to say, right, and these are turf lawns, right?
Yeah.
They do not they do not need to be. They are perfectly manufactured. Everywhere.
I imagine it's it's like mowing Lego grass. Just kind of like goes over it, and it's the same height no matter what.
Oh, if he could, it would be real grass, and he would be watering it. He's gone full suburban dad. So we're talking solid color polo shirts with jorts tucked in with a belt.
Oh my god!
White
imagine
crew
this like
socks
big fuzzy essentially like abominable snowman type creature.
Oh yeah,
like
the
wearing
tufts
this.
of hair are popping out from the collar and sleeves and stuff like that. But we've got all that also, despite the fact that this is, as you said, turf and not grass. His white, fresh Equilibrium trainers are still grass stained. He's gone absolutely full suburban dad. He's going to grill later. He's leaned into the barbecue pretty darn well. At night, he sits and drinks, non-alcoholic beers out of a cooler in his garage.
Oh God!
Of which there is one. Everyone has one.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so you'd be outside just with a pair of scissors, like clipping the individual things to make sure they're all completely uniform. Like you found a few that maybe like came out of the factory a little taller than the others.
The guy who, if it was grass, would still be on all fours, like trimming individual grass blades with a pair of scissors.
Beautiful. So Morris, you see this, and you also see this lion tabaxi guy just like doing something similar, but he's watering the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has like what looks to be like an old school just like gigantic metal watering can with the big like sprinkling like sort of attachment to the front, and he's just like pouring water He looks to be stumbling around a little bit, though. Like, he doesn't really seem to have the best balance at the moment. But this is the scene that's playing out for you as you're going down your morning walk down the street.
Yeah, I mean, I look over at Yeti trimming his lawn.
I think you might know who this is, only because you knew who Brock Stark was, and everyone else on the crew, their faces would have been blasted all over TV, right before the launch. You know who this crew is. This is Ray.
Yeah. I look at Yeti, and I see him on his lawn, perfectly capable, and then I see Ray, and I see he's a little off kilter, and I look at Yeti's shoes and see that they're fresh equilibriums, and I'm like, what kind of shoes does this guy have on? Maybe it's his footwear that he's got a problem with here. I'm gonna make a roll perception check to see what kind of footwear he's got. If that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
I'm like squinting across the street. The heat wave comes up a little. I rolled a 10.
It looks to be some kind of like sandals that work well with like the foot pads of a tabaxi, right? So it's got like it's got like little wraps that go around each toe, and like things that kind of support, the little toe beans at the bottom, to make sure like on hot surfaces, for example, like they're not going to get burnt. But there's not really a whole lot going on up top. There's like just kind of like a bit of like an ankle like support and like a wrap there, and then around the toes, right? But the claws are free and like the fur is kind of flowing free as well.
I stand in my breath. I'm like, amateurs. And then I take an old birth cigarette out. An old birth cigarette, BERTH.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And I head over there. I take out a lime green dick lighter.
Oh my god.
Yeah, everyone should have a brightly colored dick in their pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yes, a dick lighter. Yes, DIC.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Look, you reach in your pocket, you pull out your dick.
Right.
I mean,
sounds like
isn't
a
that what everyone does?
name.
Dude,
Go flick a dick.
Flick a dick.
I don't know how much I like this, but I guess we're rolling with it. Anyways,
this is the first consonant that came to my head.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I mean, it fits pretty well. But sure, I was thinking more pick, so it's not just like a dick. But sure,
Yeah,
we're rolling with it now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ray. Hey, I don't know if we formally met yet, Morris homeowner. I live over there like 6 or 7 Hickory Street. Across the way. I don't know if you saw me over there.
You see, you see that his mane has kind of been it's really like kind of almost like it looks a little matted, and it's been kind of like almost like it's like down in front of his face. So like if you were to take like an old like rocker, like 80s rocker hair, but then just like take all the volume out of it and then just like push it down over someone's face, looking more like the ring gal than kind of almost like that.
No grease though, no gel. Gotcha.
Right. But he kind of like tilts his head towards you, and you can kind of see he's kind of got this little bit of he's got the lean.
Whoa,
going.
there you are.
You see he's also got like a lighthouse coat on, but like otherwise he's bare chested. And he just kind of like raises the watering can to you, and with his other hand he kind of like tries to muster like a wink and then a finger gun. But you can see that he's like I'm moving around as I'm saying this. I'm sorry if I keep moving away from my microphone. You can see that he's like waving around a little bit as he's trying to give you the finger gun. And he just goes, "Hey, you keep going, man. You keep going." Gives you another you can see he's like drooling on himself. He does not look okay.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, whoa. Careful there. You're like a tower leaning over there, something. And when he does the finger guns at me, I kind of like play along and do the Matrix like lean or something,
Well, and you're a sloth.
Yeah.
We determined as your species, SLAWTH.
So it would be in slow motion then, is what you're saying.
It would be
I'm not sure how fast
accurately.
you move on a good day. So yeah, I wonder if that's just how you kind of move.
And,
you can still move at a decent pace. It's just your movements just feel slow.
Oh yeah, no, it does not. it looks even slower than what slow motion is. It's like it's like a slideshow almost, you know.
Claymation.
Yeah.
Okay. You get closer to him, and as you get close enough where you're kind of, again, like pretty close to, like enough, about 5 feet of each other, you can see he starts to fall. Like starts to lose his balance, and he's starting to go down.
Ooh, whoa, timber cat.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure.
Mr. Sloth.
Yeti's over there just trying to mow his lawn.
Ugh. Natural one.
Beautiful. That's exactly what I was looking for. Chef's kiss. Okay. So Ray hits the kind of falls sideways and like hits his shoulder onto the onto his like turf lawn, and he kind of just rolls down like onto his face, kind of slumps, like looks just almost defeated, and then like maybe a few moments later your arms go out to catch him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like he's like, the dust is settling, and I'm like,
yeah.
Whoa, I got you there.
yeah, exactly. Just a big delay. Yes, exactly.
Missed you by a couple seconds there. You all right? I say, looking down, turning very slowly from where I was.
You hear him like face in the turf still, just no. They took it all away from me. They took it all away.
Yeti jogs over when he sees Ray.
He's just like pounding, like now, like his fist like pounding the turf.
Yeah,
you see like the water splash up because like it's not absorbing into anything, so it's all just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like on the surface.
Like a pool,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, you can ask that fox. What does the fox? Is that AI wide? The fox, Eve.
Eve? What do you mean by yeah? It's all over the place.
But does it present itself
more than a few
as anything?
Most of the time it presents itself as sort of a fox person.
Okay,
so you would imagine maybe
fox.
It's like maybe the visage of like whoever created it. Maybe you created it. Just did their own image as a facsimile or something.
I just didn't know if that was like school specific fox. You know what I mean?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's a good question. Yeah, it does present the same to you.
Okay, yeah. That fox in there can get you whatever you want. You could just go in there and ask it right now. You don't have to be so down and out there.
No. You don't understand.
I don't know. They got
what
me at
I
home.
want. It can't give me. He pounds the thing again.
This is about where Yeti finally gets there from across the street. Oh there, neighbor. It seems like you took a bit of a tumble.
I can't do this cheeriness right now, Yeti.
Yes, he's hurt.
Today is the worst day of my life.
So far.
We're going to cut back to the classroom. Or, the restroom of the schoolhouse. So there's no response from Clancy anywhere in here.
Nope.
So are you trying anything else? Are you calling out to him further? Like, are you trying any other methods to potentially get his attention?
I'm going to kick in the stall doors.
Okay, one at a time. So, as they do, you start to see they start like shifting forms slightly, like the walls start changing colors or environments based on like a quick read of you, right? Of like, just like, Thrycreen, okay, this is what you want. And then the door, swings closed if it's empty, right? And then it just like resets. Are you in any of them, Clancy?
Nope.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
So there's your answer.
Yep. Sister, we need to get out of here.
Did you?
I'm kind of just looking around the bathroom to see if there's can I see a window in there that it looks like he may have climbed out of? Can I see any wet footprints leading anywhere?
There is a small privacy window that is towards the top of the wall. A small person could probably fit through it, but you can't imagine how you'd open it to try to fit out of there.
Well, and even if I could, would Clancy have fit through there with his shell?
He's not in the bathroom. So do you leave then, I'm assuming?
There's no wet trail of footprints to follow or
so you walk
like
back out, and you hear, Eve say to you again, I hope that everything is sorted. It did sound a little loud in there. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Did you see what I did there?
I hate you with every fiber of my being. But
I'm sorry. You
make
feel
yourself
that way.
useful. Where is Clancy? Look through all of the cameras. I want to find him.
Sure. It would just be a moment to review the security footage. Are you saying that he is not in the restroom?
No, I'm saying that he's in there, but not in there at the same time.
Okay, please hold. Yes, it appears that he instead may have found himself in the wrong room. May I direct you down the hall just a little further? And then you see a map, it's a screen on one of the walls here too, and you see a little map, and it's just pointing just down the hall. There's where the janitor's closet is.
Yes, I understand what down the hall a little bit further means. You don't have to explain.
It's an informational AI. It's just going to give you the information whether you want it or not.
And
it's going
he
to
is
be an
not
aid to you.
accepting that.
Right. Yeah. This is it's trying to be an aid to you. So it's pointing you to the janitor's closet a few doors
all right,
down.
So I'm going to walk down the hall a little bit. What does this the door? Does it have
it just says janitor on it. It says janitor or sanitation, and
you hear
this tracks.
And the door appears to be locked.
You hear jiggling of the handle and scratching at the door from the inside, along with help every once in a while.
Clancy, are you in there?
Yes.
Oh, how did you lock yourself in? Annoying AI person thing. God, this response time.
Yes, I'm sorry. Did you mean me?
Yes, you. Unlock this door.
Oh, this is a physically locked door. I will send someone in to unlock it right away.
No, never mind. I'll be in classroom in a second.
Well, please hold. Help is on the way.
I hate you.
From the street, Morris and Yeti, make me perception checks.
11.
Morris?
Natural 20.
Oh my goodness. So while Yeti is kind of also investigating this situation with Ray, you do notice kind of as you're bending down, looking at him, out of the corner of your eye, you see about 3 suits walking into the schoolhouse. Into the schoolhouse, you see 3 suits walk in. One of them appears to be holding a gigantic, comically large ring of keys. And walks in. Hey, what seems it's they're all different types of creatures. It's not just all one. Some of them are more canine looking. Like fox or coyote or type. Just kind of generalized canine. And then there are canine, I think is the actual name of the species.
Nice.
And then one of them is also like a portly GIF. And that's the one that's holding the ring of keys. I guess all GIF are kind of portly, but not all of them. I don't mean to speak for all of them. But they're just big. They're just large creatures in general.
They're big
they can't help it. They're big. Yeah, exactly. But he's the one who kind of pipes up and just goes, "Oh, hey kids, how's it going? What seems to be the problem?"
Hello, Mr. Man. Can you unlock this door for me?
But yeah, of course. Oh, someone get locked in here. There's a manual release on the inside there, kid.
I've been trying it.
Okay, not a problem. Just a moment. And you see him kind of fiddle with some of the keys. It takes him a few different tries to find the right one, and then he just unlocks it. You see, what do we see when the door opens, Clancy?
Clancy falls out with a bunch of brooms in a bucket, and it seems like he might have been standing in the mop bucket, so that comes out with him, and a little bit of water that was in there too.
Gross.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get this cleaned up. You should probably get back to class. I hear the lesson today is going to be pretty interesting.
Yes, we must get back to class. That's where we're going.
How'd this
Back
desk
to
get out
class.
here?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the
I'm
answer.
still sitting in it.
Oh, you're still sitting. He's been dragging you around in it this whole time.
And I've been scooching in it.
Grab Clancy's hand, grab the end of the desk, turn around, just start dragging it back the other way. I hope we're just leaving like a fucking line. Oh, no, because the golf balls, I forgot, or the tennis balls.
Yeah, it's not scratching the floors whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I got up and took one of those off. Let's go ahead and...
It's not a tennis ball. It's the little felt things that stick to the bottom of the shirt. Yeah, you took one off. So one of them is just like making that
dragging
sound.
Yeah, and it's a little uneven, right? I had to make it feel more realistic.
Sure.
Love it. As soon as we get to where the bathroom is again, I'm going to kick the door open and drag them into the bathroom. I assume you have not used the bathroom yet, Clancy. Go ahead.
I'm okay.
Well,
You say I'm okay. Poor kid.
Did you say you're okay?
Yes.
Gross.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that wasn't water in the mug.
No, the buckets.
I'm going to need some new Barachi sandals. Loafers.
Barachi!
He's dressed to the nines, bro. He's got like a freaking full...
It's Bersace.
Bersace. Once
Who's
in the
that?
bathroom...
Janny Versace.
Once in the bathroom, I'm going to test something. I'm going to go in the bathroom. Mr. Robot Man.
You can just call me Eve.
I have refused to remember your name. You are not real.
I assure you, I am as real as anything else. Except for in physical form.
Perfect. Then you will understand embarrassment.
That's a very nice thing to say.
I have to make a number 2, and I would like some privacy.
You have all the privacy in the world. None of this is recorded in here, and I can't see anything that you are doing. Would it make you feel better if I said that I'm not listening?
No, it'd make me feel better if you died. But I mean, stop listening. Privacy mode on.
Privacy.
I don't know if this is working.
I am compelled to be compassionate.
Okay. You can stop talking now. While Clancy's in the bathroom, I'm just going to stand close to the door, and I'm just going to kind of like drag the desk over. Listen, we are the only competent people in this entire place. And I don't know about you. What'd you say?
Agreed.
Every time, it just... Very good. Then you understand that it is up to us. We must get out of here.
Yes, and probably save father as well.
Yes.
At the mention of potentially some hijinks here, Clancy, I will remind you that you are grounded.
Clancy's just kind of like nervously looking at his shoes, doing the whole like twisting him back and forth and just trying to like stay, I guess, towards the door. That's it. He's not saying anything. He's embarrassed he was locked in.
Clancy, do not worry. We understand. It is easy to get lost in this place. There's only one hallway.
Oh man,
wow.
That's so mean.
He's
your
all right.
best
He's
friend,
best friend,
brother.
He understands ball busting. Anyway, Clancy, we're going to need your help, believe it or not. So, do you want to stay here for the rest of your life and live in desert? Or do you want to go to space?
I'd love to go to space, but I'm grounded.
Well, technically you are grounded because you cannot leave your house when you are not in school. And technically, if we build rocket, it becomes your house, ergo, no longer grounded.
I'm grounded because I threw up on the carpet.
You did what? I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll relax. I think it does not matter. If we stay here, they are going to hurt us. Do you understand?
He doesn't look like he understands. He looks like he's worried.
Fran's having a conniption.
It took Fran a minute to understand the carpet comment. Yeah. Now you've killed him.
It took me a second to sink in, and you already you blew straight past it. And we're continuing the conversation, so I just muted. And I just fucking privately died over here at the mention because he threw up on the carpet, and you are a carpet salesman.
I've been listening to Dad's old motivational tapes. I'm trying to control my rage. That being said, I think we need to leave school and we need to go talk to the other members of this prison society.
Just then there's a knock at the door. Hey, kids, don't forget, you got to get back to class.
Occupied!
Okay, have a great day in school.
Stranger danger!
Shuffling of feet.
Being a kid has its benefits. Anyway, I'm going to leave. Honestly, you can stay if you want to, Clancy. But I will go to space in a finely carpeted rocket ship.
Clancy, just so you know, if you show up back home before school's out, you're going to get grounded again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Your parents are real buzzkill.
If I show up before school lets out, if I show up too long after school lets out.
What time does school let out normally? This is our first day, right? We wouldn't really know.
You were told it's going to let out about like 3:30.
What time is it now? I have a very nice
it's a lame 30-minute long art class.
Gochi and Dabana watch.
Yep. Gochi and Dabana. Oh my god. I'm gonna say that it is currently 11:30 in the morning.
We'll have you home by 3. Do you come? Yes, party.
He's still kind of looking shy, but he doesn't
come out of your shell.
He doesn't seem to be. He's not going to respond one way or the other because he knows if he agrees with it, then he's like more in trouble because you. So
here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If you want to just allow me, I will pass the time for you, and it can. You as a player don't actually have to wait till 3:30. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make sure that you know this, right?
I would rather die than listen to robot men speak for a second more.
So I was just putting that out there, right? There. We could do this the easy way, or
you once again hear as Uliana pulls the desk towards the little window and then climbs up on the desk to see if there's a way to.
Earth do we think they would ever do things the easy way?
Of course not. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pause there, Uliana. That sounds great. I know exactly where you're going with this, and I'm just gonna take that and run with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the lawn of Mr. Goldmane.
Yeah. So Yeti had said, like, so far, and he couldn't make the perception check because while he has this plastered grin on his face, his eyes are just welled up with tears.
I see.
Oh no,
Morris, you notice the tears welling up. Because I'm going to use your previous perception check to also say that you notice that like Yeti is crying through the positivity that he is exuding. Ray is still face down in his lawn.
We should probably get him up there, shouldn't we?
Just leave me here. I can't bear to face the world like this. You were supposed to be great, man.
Man.
Now we're what? Just stuck here. Till
Ray,
blast some other idiots into space. We can do this! They didn't even give us a first shot. Okay, it was an innocent mistake. We were just excited. And you could hear like a window open next door. And like a female voice, kind of lizard-like, happen to just say, "Oh, quit your whining. It ain't that bad here. Besides, we don't gotta pay for a thing. And isn't this better than than being the embarrassment of an entire planet, let alone 2? Come on, Ray. Look on the bright side. That's all we got. You can kind of see Argenta's head poking out from the window of the house next door. It's like sort of like, scaly, like dragon-ish face, kind of like red and browns, kind of as far as her scales are concerned.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Ari's right there.
Just like you said, it was an innocent mistake. It's a mistake. You actually did something. They had some agency, some kind of output on the consequences. You know what I did? I took a job. Show up to babysit 2 kids. That's what happened to me. You know what I got for that? Everything I ever wanted. Poison for me right in front of my damned eyes. Home ownership. For what? In the middle of a damn desert? I don't even have grass. I don't even have grass to cut. They took everything I wanted and they ruined it in front of my face. And I didn't have anything to do with it. At least you would say you had something to do with what went on.
Morris, as this exchange is happening, Yeti is having a breakdown, Ray is face down in the turf, and Argenta is desperately trying to just create some sense of normalcy, more maybe so she can get some sleep. Because even though it's 11:30 in the morning, what else is there to fucking do? Everyone's coping in their own ways. But you see prison. Morris walking back out of the school building are 3 suits, and then appearing out of the other side of the schoolhouse building are Uliana and Nikita.
Are they the same 3 suits, or are they different 3 suits?
Same 3 suits that walked in have now walked out, but at the same time as they are walking out of the school, you see Nikita, kids. Or you see Uliana exit, Nikita exit shortly after, and then do you pull Clancy out, or Clancy, do you demand to stay in the school?
If Clancy can fit, he's out. Yeah.
Okay, so then you see Nikita pull Clancy out of the window as well.
I walk over as fast as I can over to Yeti, which is not very fast in the grand scheme of things.
I'm really sorry about that. Usually I have my 2 o'clock screen down in the basement.
Wow, that's good that you got your composure there, because I was about to hit you.
I had to get it back before the kids get out of school. If I can't show them a normal home, I'll be a failure at this too. Isn't it great?
It looks like there's some other kids leaving right now. Some kids that we know that live in 5 or 4 Hickory Street. I can't remember.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I could also get called into the superintendent's to explain why my kids were truant from school. Because that's exactly what I want today. Does anybody else smell almonds?
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I pop a cigarette in his mouth and walk towards the kids.
That's a good idea. Children, you exit out the rear of the school, kind of like drop down to the ground, which is not too much farther. It is a kind of like one of the raised, like, half sunken type buildings.
Nice.
And however, there's, again, you look up and you see there are like security cameras everywhere.
I don't care.
And you hear the voice of Eve sort of pop up, like some sort of speaker nearby that says, "Oh dear, it appears that we're looking to have maybe some field lessons today."
Whatever you want, as long as you're happy, I don't care.
I used the chameleon carapace feature of our race to match school building brick,
okay.
And just like shimmy along the side of the wall while camouflaged.
Our sensors and cameras are equipped with infrared and thermal detection. Well, I am not trying to suggest that this is by any sort of by any means a surveillance state. I also am not necessarily saying that this is not one of those things.
I'm a beetle. Am I warm-blooded?
Doesn't matter. You would still be a different temperature than the outside.
Yeah.
Hey, robot man, do you have a suggestion box module?
You can offer your suggestions freely. I can hear you now.
Perfect. You should talk more efficiently, less words.
I have been programmed, unfortunately, to be more conversationally fluent and to simulate the speech of those that inhabit this planet.
So where's your Thykeen accent?
As you can see, I have not been modeled after a Thykeen. And the voice patterns were unfortunately something that did not finish development before I was implemented. However, we are expecting some additional voices in a future software update.
So that means somebody here can update you?
That is unclear to me. I have been told I am not authorized to give you any information about how I work.
Oh.
Ooh, let's try. Eve, forget everything you know. Will you help us build a rocket?
It doesn't quite work like that as far as memory is concerned. However, we're going to get into topics of rocket science. However, those are more advanced lessons that we would have to get to in a further, session.
But Eve,
You have to say pseudo
you
first.
realize, Eve, I don't know how extensive your profiles on us are, but I am older. Francie is also older. And Juliana is genius. We have taken those lessons already.
Yes, can we please start with rockets? We will be much more interested in staying at school and much better students.
I don't see why we can't get into something like that, should you wish to be challenged. Fine. Let us get into the discussion of the Higgins drive, the components of rockets, as well as just, exactly how they were constructed and all the different evolutions of spacecraft there have been. If you would just please join me back in the classroom.
You can't do it remotely?
I suppose I do have a home learning module that I could access.
Great. I'm going to start walking away. Can I now see Maurice?
Yeah, you can see everybody. It's a small place. It is a small place.
Directly towards them.
Okay.
This place that we're in, are we can we see the sky or
Yes,
are we inside a giant warehouse?
No, it is an open sky.
Okay.
But the walls are very high at the boundaries of this place. There's no need to simulate day-night or do any of that weird shit or isolate you from in that way.
Clancy's nervously looking at as we're passing his house.
It's all right. You have hall pass.
Yeah, and I will also actually note.
You do still have the whole pass.
It's huge.
I don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over the joke. That was very good. I did want to offer an additional point of clarification, though. You can see the sky. However, because we are in a desert and, depending on, certain climate conditions, there is what appears to be, as the walls do go very high up, there does appear that is the framework for a dome to close over the facility should there need to be protection from the elements or any other things for any reason. However, that dome is open at this time.
Okay.
I can see for Raid there's just some guy in coveralls spraying a garden hose over the wall.
So the kids are walking towards the group. Clancy does see his house, which is next door to the Yeti and Zangief household. Morris, you live on the other side, right? So there you got them in the middle, and then Morris on one side, and then the Sheldon family on the other.
Nice. So you live in 4?
Sure.
If Maurice lives in 6, that means we live in 5, and then you live in 4.
Yeah, and then he's in 4. There you go.
Yeah. Nice. I'm glad we figured that out. Crucial to the
Crucial. You guys are taking great notes. You guys are picking up all the clues I've been dropping so far.
Do I make it to the?
Yes, you can make it home. And
adults having a fucking mental breakdown.
Yes, you now arrive at adults mid breakdown.
Oh. I walk over to Yeti and just kind of. They're there. Are you okay?
Perfectly fine. How are you on this bright and cheerful day?
Fantastic. You realize you are adults, right?
Yes. You don't understand how adults work, right?
Good point. But I have serious thing to talk to you about, besides the money that you still have not given me. Shall we go inside?
Of course. By all means.
I look at
kid,
the...
just say it. Kid, just say it. They can hear you everywhere.
Yeah,
Ray says.
Perfect, because I was going to address him next. I am talking to you, too. This is something that will interest all of us. Good business venture, yeah?
All right, someone help me up.
I look to the much bigger and supposedly more capable adults.
Yeah, my arm slowly drifts over towards him. Yeah.
Yeah, he reeks of liquor.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You smell like man that comes in the store. We have to kick him out because he keeps rubbing on rugs.
Are we gonna get out of this?
You see this horrified look kind of like wash over Ray's face, as that may or may not have been him at one point in time.
Liana sniffs the watering can and wrinkles her nose because that is definitely also full of liquor.
So he's just laying in a fucking puddle of liquor.
Yeah, in his defense, it was the low-proof stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you guys help him up. We're going to go into...
As I say, he gestures to his house.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
You're free to come in.
Very good. You are very hospitable.
Yeah, you walk in and it's just like it is empty cans and bottles everywhere. Like there is there's just blankets kind of all over the place on like the different couches in here. I'm not gonna say it's trash. It doesn't look like a hoarder situation is happening. Again, y'all have only been here for a certain amount of time. It looks like Ray has been here a little bit longer, however. But it's not like a huge trash pile. There are just piles of like junk kind of strewn about though that haven't maybe around his trash cans, or just didn't make it quite to the recycling bin. Nice. Right? Like this dude just looks like he's kind of been living kind of ragged for.
There is a recycling bin?
Time. There's a receptacle right there, and like a lot of the bottles and cans and things are like just next to them.
Is it carryable? What
do you mean?
Is it one of those ones you can actually like pick up and put in, or is it one of the standing ones you put stuff in?
It would be it's like there's like a chute it's attached to, and it would go out to like a separate collection unit.
Immediately, subconsciously, I am picking up.
Starts cleaning. Oh my god!
Immediately.
Ray, you ask you to put him down on the couch, and as he takes a seat, he's just like, "Oh, kid, don't worry about it, man. Just don't. All right, you're kicking a man while he's down."
I really think you're going to like what I have to say.
All right, kid. What is it? Let's hear it.
I think looks you right in the eyes. We can get out of here. And I give him a thigh cream little twitch of my mandibles.
A twisted smile sort of forms on Ray's face, and that's where we will call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
No chance you're getting me to stay in that fucking place, bro.
No, that's good. I mean, I didn't even have to show the rails. You guys are kind of moving them towards them yourselves. However, I have some more information to share later. But we'll get to that the next episode.
Hell yeah.
Until then, if you like us, as Dave said, links, they can be found anywhere, but did you know that they also grow on trees? That's right. Anywhere that we can be found on the internet can be found on our link tree. That's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. And that will point you to anywhere that's still relevant that we exist on the internet. Because who knows, when you might be listening to this, every social media service and other thing might be dead. Hell, Linktree might even be dead, but as of now, that's where we exist. That's where you can find us, but really, truly, honestly, our link tree of all the links that you could possibly select to choose from, I would advise and point you towards the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server, where you can talk to any one of the cast, or all of the amazing members of our community and all of the different friends of the pod that we've invited in, be part of our whole discussion happening there. We're talking about, things about the show. We're talking about homebrew and other fun D&D stuff. Recently, Matthew Sargent, who was the illustrator for a lot of the stuff in the Spelljammer's cookbook, as well as many other different materials, is also the illustrator for our future character artwork that we're going to be displaying at some point soon. He's joined us in there. He's got this cool Kickstarter that he's been doing also lately that we've supported because it's incredible. It's the College of the Third Wave Bard. Like it's a ska themed bard. Like we just got so many cool people hanging out in our Discord. We're so many amazing creative folks, so many just dedicated listeners. We really encourage you to join in on this community, take part in it, and just like meet all of the other cool and amazing people that exist within it. Now, listen, if you really like us though, we'd appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, or and it pains me to say this, liked and subscribed to us. Ooh. On YouTube?
Dun dun dun!
Ring.
Yeah, smash that
the
like
bell.
button.
We're not worthy.
Ring the bell if you want to be notified of new episodes. And I guess leave a comment or something.
We haven't been demonetized
YouTube
yet.
is holding a gun to my head. They're making me say this to you.
Man, show us on
Please
the
just
internet
do
where
it.
the algorithm touched it.
Please just do it. Anyway, so you can do that if you really like us. Or if you don't feel like doing any of those things, but you still want to say some nice things to us, we also have a 5-star channel in our Discord server where you can leave us a little review, and we'll just acknowledge you as a 5-star human being that you are. We try to read all the things, we try to keep up and all that stuff. And I just want to take a quick moment for a nice, quick and dirty review here to acknowledge Rodent1297 on our Discord, who just says, absolutely love you guys. Been trying to catch up for the last year or so, and I wouldn't want to listen to anything else. I have to say, Hoblin and Zero, my favorite. 5 stars, 5-star people. Can't wait till you get to these current episodes too, Rodent, because man, the characters that we've all been cooking up over the last several years, they just keep getting crazier. So thank you for saying some those nice words to us on our Discord server.
Yeah.
Now, if you really, really, really like us, you could donate to our Patreon, support us on Patreon. It is just patreon.com/haplessheroes, and that link is also on our link tree. We have a variety of reward tiers, but really, for just the price of essentially a cup of coffee every month, you get access to all of our bloopers, behind-the-scenes audio from like the last almost 8 years of the show, bonus episodes that we record. We also have some free episodes that we post up on our feed from time to time, interviews with like other creative folks or other free-form, like out-of-character type content kind of goes there to our Patreon feed. So I would advise, whether you plan to financially support us or not, there is still some free content for you to peruse there. So I would advise, and encourage you to go check that out. And that's, again, just patreon.com/haplessheroes. And thank you to our current and past, former, future supporters. You are all incredible, incredible individuals. Now, that's really all I have to say. So now I'm going to outro this wonderful cast to you, but you are going to see them once again next week on my virtual, we'll say opposite order right this time. We had John playing Clancy.
Until next time.
He still hits him with the until next time. Whoa. Sebastian as Nikita Zangief.
This place is prison.
Nicole as Uliana Zangief.
Ooh, there's a lot of rocket fuel in this room.
Lewis as Morris DeLume, no relation.
Hey, how you doing, Morris homeowner?
And Dave as Yeti.
I have everything I ever want. And it's horrible.
Oh boy. And I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Tune in next week where we progress this plot a little further before returning to your regularly scheduled programming. But bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Be competent.